Also be going. All right, there we go. Miles, maybe. Nick. Hey, Max. Um, I guess I can play a quick song before we dive in. Let's see if you recognize this one. We find ourselves in chapter Principle 24. Again, I will not be using the Blue Yeti in today's episode, and that's to see if my new camera can instead pick up the sound that's needed. Okay. Principle 24, exceed expectations. It's never crowded along the extra mile. That was Wayne Dyer, co-author of How to Get What You Really, 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 Really Want. Are you someone who consistently goes the extra mile and routinely over delivers on your promises? It's rare these days, but it's the hallmark of high achievers who know that exceeding expectations helps you stand above the crowd. Almost by force of habit, successful people simply do more. As a result, they experience not only greater financial rewards for their extra efforts, but also a personal transformation, becoming more self confident, more self reliant, and more influential with those around them. Go the extra mile. Seattle based Delano's Coffee Roasters roasts coffee beans and distributes them to coffee retailers in almost all 50 US states. Delano's mission statement is help people, make friends, have fun. The company has 6 core values that guide all of their activities. They are so committed to these values that the entire staff of 28 reads the list in unison at the end of every staff meeting. Number 2 on the list is provide an extra mile level of service, always giving the customer more than they'd expect. This means that they treat every one of their customers like they treat a best friend, someone you'd go the extra mile for. In 1997, one of those friends, Marty Cox, who owned 4 It's a Grind coffee houses in Long Beach, California, was just an average sized customer, but Marty had big plans for the future. Delano's founder and CEO David Morris wanted to help his friend fulfill his big dream. At the time, Delano shipped their beans by UPS. But in 1997, UPS went on strike, creating a threat to Marty's livelihood. How to get Marty's beans, the lifeblood of his business, from Seattle to Long Beach. Delano's considered the option of using the post office, but the company had heard through the grapevine that the post offices and FedEx were way overworked because of the UPS strike, and they didn't want to risk the beans arriving late. So Morris rented a trailer and drove his 800-pound coffee order to Marty's location 2 weeks in a row. David made the 17-hour-long drive from Seattle to Long Beach, delivered Marty's 1 week coffee supply, drove back, got more coffee, drove down there the next week, and delivered it again. That kind of commitment to go the extra mile, literally 2,320 miles round trip, turned Marty into a loyal long-term customer. What has that meant to Delano's? In just 6 years, Marty's 4 stores grew to a 150 store franchise with retail operations in 9 states. Marty is now Delano's biggest customer. Going the extra mile pays off. As a result of going the extra mile for all their customers, Delano's has grown from a single 20-pound roaster in one 1,600 square foot room roasting 200 pounds of coffee beans a month in 1992 to a 45,000 square foot facility and 68 employees delivering well over 3.2 million pounds of coffee beans a year, with annual sales over $10 million and a growth rate that is on track to double every 3 years. And in 2011, Delano's was named Macro Roaster of the Year by Roast Magazine. Why go the extra mile? If you're willing to do more than you're paid to do, eventually you'll be paid to do more than you do. Source unknown. So what's the payoff for you? When you give more than is expected, you are more likely to receive promotions, raises, bonuses, and extra benefits. You don't need to. You won't need to worry about job security. You'll always be the first hired and the last fired. Your business will make more money and attract lifelong loyal customers. You also find that you feel more satisfied at the end of each day. You have to start now for the rewards to begin appearing. Give something above and beyond what is expected. If you want to really excel at what you do, really become a howling success in business, school, or life, do more than is required. Always give something extra, something that is not expected. A business that goes the extra mile earns the respect, loyalty, and referrals of its customers. If you're focused on only your own needs, you may think that giving more than is expected is unfair. Why should you give extra effort without compensation or recognition? You have to trust that eventually it will get noticed and that you will receive the compensation and recognition that you deserve. Eventually, as the old saying goes, the cream always rises to the top. So will you and your company. You will earn an impeccable reputation, and that is one of your most valuable assets. Here are a few more examples of giving more than is expected. A client pays you for an oil painting and you frame it for him at no extra charge. You sell someone a car and you detail it and fill it up with gas before you deliver it to him. You sell someone a house, and when she moves in, she discovers a bottle of champagne and a gift certificate for $100 to a local gourmet restaurant. As an employee, you not only do all of your own work, but you also work on your day off when another employee calls in sick. You take on new responsibilities without demanding more pay. You offer to train a new employee. You anticipate problems before they occur and prevent them. You see something that needs to be done and you act on it without waiting to be asked. And you constantly look for what else you can do to make a contribution and be of service. Instead of focusing on how you can get more, you focus on how you can give more. What can you do to go the extra mile and give more value to your boss, more service to your clients and customers, or more value to your students? One way is to surprise people with more than they expect. I know a car dealer in Los Angeles who provides a free car wash for all of his customers every Saturday at his dealership. Nobody expects it, and everyone loves it. It gets him lots of referral business because everyone is always talking about how satisfied they are with his service. The Four Seasons always goes the extra mile. The name Four Seasons is synonymous with knock your socks off service. The hotel chain always goes the extra mile. If you ask for directions from hotel staffers, they never just tell you, they walk you there. They always treat everybody as if they're royalty. Dan Sullivan tells a story about the man who was taking his daughter to San Francisco for the weekend, but realized that he didn't know how to braid her hair the special way her mother did it. When he called the Four Seasons to see if there was a staff person who could help him out, he was told that there was a woman on staff who was already assigned that job. It was something that management had anticipated that guests would someday need, and that hotel had it covered. Now that's going the extra mile. Another hotel chain that is noted for its outstanding service is the Ritz-Carlton. When I arrived at my room during my last day at Ritz-Carlton in Chicago, there was a hot thermos of chicken noodle soup waiting on the desk. It had a little sign on it that read "Chicken Soup for Jack Canfield's body." It was accompanied by a wonderful card from the manager saying how much he and his staff enjoyed the chicken soup books. Nordstrom goes the extra mile. Nordstrom is a chain of retail stores that is known for going the extra mile. Nordstrom staff has always provided extraordinary service. Nordstrom salespeople have been known to drop off merchandise to a customer on their way home from work. Nordstrom also has a policy that you can return anything at any time. Does the policy get abused? Sure it does. But as a result of this policy, Nordstrom has an extraordinary reputation for quality customer service. It is part of the company's carefully guarded brand image. As a result, Nordstrom is very profitable. Make a commitment to be world class like the Four Seasons, Ritz Carlton and Nordstrom by going the extra mile and exceeding expectations starting today. Okay, that was principle. If I could find it. Principle 24, exceeding expectations. And next time we'll be in Principle 25, part 2. Also, transform yourself for success. The greatest revolution of our generation is the discovery that human beings, by changing the inner attitudes of their minds, change aspects of their lives. That's William James, a Harvard psychologist. And then, like I've been saying, I'll go back and I'll check this VOD again as I keep continuously trying to get this show to where it needs to be. Like, I don't want there to be any audio problems, no echo, no missing audio, nothing skipped. Like, I just have to keep working at it, keep working at it. Like, it might even be settings that I need to look at, not maybe not hardware, but settings. Drop out of the Ain't It Awful Club and surround yourself with successful people. So that'll be next time. Part 2, transform yourself for success. Okay, that should do it for today. Thanks so much for any and all support that the show should receive. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, donations, Memo Stormer Show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sleep tight. Have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back on YouTube for more. I'll be streaming Horizon Zero Dawn, of course, probably when I return from daily basketball for my basketball practice for today. It's such a nice day. I have a very hard time not doing it. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I've been your host, Stormer Show, signing out and signing off for now. Thanks for watching.